Coming up tonight, Prime Minister Philip Davis leads a delegation to Suriname for CARICOM meetings. Minister of Health says no timeline yet for kids' vaccines. And a bevy of beauties to be unveiled tomorrow, all vying for Miss Bahamas Universe. Our News Weekend Edition. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Megan Shepard. Topping news tonight, the 43rd regular CARICOM Heads of Government meeting is scheduled to officially begin tomorrow in Suriname. Prime Minister Philip Davis, along with a Bahamian delegation, arrived in Suriname early this morning. Our Sasha Lightbourne and Taran Knowles arrived in Suriname early this morning as well and have already taken a tour of the main city. Sasha filed this report.
A short tour through the city of Paramaribo, Suriname, with Prashan as our tour guide took us to many historical sites. The city is abuzz, as Prashan informed us that many of the hotels are filled to capacity as a result of the CARICOM meeting being held. That is evidenced by many Welcome to CARICOM flags and banners erected throughout the city. Prashan also took the time to educate us, noting that Suriname has its own oil and other natural resources. So a lot of textiles are here.
We have also our refinery, oil refinery.
Okay.
We have two international gold mines, Newmont and Ironwood.
We had a chance to visit the oldest wooden Catholic church, got a bird's eye view of Palim Toon Gardens, and saw the President's Cabinet building and the Presidential Palace. Suriname, much like the Bahamas, is a young country only gaining its independence in 1975.
Our independence was in 1863. After that, then we were colony from Netherlands.
Now, the predominant language here is Dutch, but they also speak English. We also saw one of the main African markets in Paramaribo City.
This is one of the markets, but in this one, you get this is like the African market.
Okay.
Here you get things made from Suriname material, and like medicine made from Suriname wood and trees, that kind of things. The jungle things you get here.
Officials from Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, Grenada, the Turks and Caicos Islands, Barbados, Belize, Dominica, and others are expected to be in town for this CARICOM meeting, the first regular meeting held in 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Megan, the official opening ceremonies are scheduled to get underway tomorrow right here at the Azuria Hermitage High Rise at 6 p.m. Part of the Prime Minister's delegation includes his wife, Anne-Marie Davis, Minister of Foreign Affairs Fred Mitchell, Agriculture Minister Clay Sweeting, amongst others. Now, we also expect that the Prime Minister will address CARICOM attendees on Monday, as this is his first regular CARICOM meeting since winning the general election back in September. Reporting from Paramaribo, Suriname for our news, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
Michael Darville tells the public that all paperwork to secure pediatric vaccines have been completed, but he has not confirmed when they will arrive.
All of the paperwork, as far as we're concerned, has been completed. As a matter of fact, our team reached out to PAHO this morning so that I can get a definitive date of when the vaccines would come into the country. But I want to assure the Bahamian people that we will be getting pediatric vaccines very shortly. And I said in my budget communication that we would administer these vaccines in collaboration with parents, the schools, and so forth.
The health minister also sharing he will soon present legislation for more progressive mental health laws.
I am very close, very soon, to lay in Parliament the mental health bill, a new, very progressive bill that will repeal the current Mental Health Act and allow us to begin to see some really, really progressive changes on the way how we deal with mental health, from all the way from psychosis and schizophrenia to clinical depression, and how we deal with mental health on the job, and the list goes on and on.
He says these new progressive laws will be groundbreaking in the rights of those with mental illnesses and impediments in the Bahamas.
We want individuals who suffer from mental illness to be protected by the law. I think the days are going to go where you just look at someone who's mentally challenged and believe you can do anything, though they have rights. They're human beings, and they would have secured rights under this new piece of legislation.
Events have already begun in celebration of the 49th Independence Celebrations. Co-chair of the Independence Celebrations, Leslie Bryce, addressed the press about the planned events but could not provide an exact price tag on what it would all cost.
Just know that the cost is going directly back into our Bahamian economy, as our local vendors, our Bahamian artists, they've not been working for more than 2 years. And so they're excited to be back onto the stage, and the government is excited to be able to support them. I'm not able to give you a budget just yet, as we're still working and finalizing details, but be sure that we will come back and report to the Bahamian public our budget.
Events expected to continue throughout the week include the return of the Beach Retreat on Sunday, a day of national prayer, an ecumenical service, the People's Rush, among other things. Meantime, Patricia Scotland, QC, is the 6th Commonwealth Secretary General and the first woman to hold that post. At the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Rwanda, she was re-elected for a second term, a move heavily pushed by the Prime Minister. Sasha Lightbourne explains why.
The Bahamas played an extremely active role in encouraging others to join in for the re-election of Patricia Scotland as Commonwealth Secretary General. That, according to Prime Minister Philip Davis, who said as much when he returned from Rwanda earlier this week. And he explained to the press why her re-election was so important.
Behind the scenes, over many months, there were efforts by some states to go against convention and deny automatic re-election of the first female Secretary General, a strong Caribbean woman. We not only thought it unfair, but have benefited from several of her initiatives, such as the Commonwealth Blue Charter, their recent Ocean Action Report, and Ocean of Opportunity contains much which can benefit the Bahamas. I encourage you all to read it.
Prime Minister Davis went further, describing Baroness Scotland as, quote, more than a friend to small island developing states.
She being the first female Secretary General of the Commonwealth did a magnificent job. For example, she avoided 27 conflicts within our Commonwealth of Nations. And this is not an easy Commonwealth when you have the various differences within jurisdiction in and of itself. So, for example, the issue that arose in Guyana, she came to the fore and resolved that. Issues that arose in several of the African countries, she stepped in and resolved that as a woman.
He also spoke about several initiatives that the Bahamas could relate to that Scotland has championed.
Her initiatives, particularly with gender violence, her Living Lands initiative, her press to help people to understand that climate change is not a threat, but rather a crisis that we need to address now. And she is a Caribbean woman. She's a Caribbean woman. And unfortunately, another Caribbean woman entered the race, but late, after we, as a Caribbean community, had agreed that we were going to support Baroness Scotland.
Reporting for our news, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
Still to come on our news, Summer Junkanoo Festival kicks off tonight. And Miss Bahamas Universe contestants to be unveiled on Sunday. That's coming up when our news returns.
Got size at 6'5". Hi, this is Shamika.
Acting Prime Minister Chester Cooper telling Our News at the opening of the Financing Innovation Business Expo that the government is making progress on constructing a hub on Bay Street to support Bahamian entrepreneurs.
To ensure that we contribute to entrepreneurship, and therefore I've asked the Tourism Development Corporation to begin the process of an incubation center for authentically Bahamian products. And we have already begun the process of identifying a space. There have already been discussions with potential landlords, and we hope that we will find a favorable opportunity to begin this process in earnest this year.
The Junkanoo Summer Festival kicked off today on Arawak Key after a 2-year hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Ministry of Tourism's Director of Authentic Events, Charity Umbrister, shared with Our News team that patrons are in for a good time. The Urban Renewal Band is expected to perform today, while the remaining Saturdays will see performances from 2 other top bands in the country.
The other weeks we will have the Police Force Marching Band, the Defense Force Marching Band. So we're trying to include everybody and as much as possible.
Brista also explained that vendors are excited to return to Arawak Key.
Vendors are so excited to be able to come back, make some money, provide that good down-home food for the persons attending, as well as bars and with the special drinks. We also have culinary competitions and a mixology competition. There's baking bread in the rock oven. And so there's a lot of cultural activities. It's really going to be jam-packed. There's something for everyone. And so we're inviting everybody to come out and have a great time.
The festival will continue on July 16th, 23rd, and 30th. There will be no festival next weekend due to the Independence holiday. And when Our News comes back from the break, Sharice Grant tells us all about Blueprint Body Studios in our Generation Next segment. Keep close. Miss Bahamas Universe shows us who is vying to be queen this year. We have the details when Our News returns.
Got size at 6'5". Hi, this is Sharice.
You're watching Our News Weekend Edition. Welcome back. Miss Bahamas contestants will be officially unveiled on Sunday at the Rosewood Grand Salon at Bahamar. National Director of the Miss Bahamas Universe pageant, Anthony Smith, says it's the first event and there's an emphasis on other aspects of pageantry.
It's a personal and professional development program, so much more emphasis has been placed on the professional component. We have launched the first Miss Bahamas Universe Business Symposium that took place July 16th at the Margaritaville in partnership with Fidelity and, of course, Margaritaville. And that was very successful, where we invited a cadre of professionals, executives, thought leaders, entrepreneurs to speak to the young ladies about their career path.
Now, following the suicide of former Miss USA Chelsea Christ, mental health is a major part of the competition's overall focus. Smith says now there's more of an emphasis on wellness as opposed to beauty and fashion.
We've had the young ladies in sessions with experts in that area, Dr. Lanika Joseph. She has given the first session with the young ladies mental health and mental awareness. And that will continue on. We have psychologists and psychiatrist experts, so that also we can look at that aspect of the young lady as opposed to simply the beauty, the beautiful gowns, the glamorous makeup, the production.
Current Miss Bahamas Universe, Chantel O'Brien, made history when she placed top 10 at the 2021 Miss Universe pageant. Smith was asked whether the organization is feeling the pressure to do well again.
There is no pressure. The Bahamas has always sent beautiful women off to the Miss Universe. I think the world is just finding that out. So whoever we send off, whoever that the new ambassador is that becomes Miss Bahamas Universe 2022, she will make this country proud.
COVID-19 hit our educational system hard. Students and teachers faced a lot of changes, at times struggling to keep up and keep pace. A young Bahamian educator used the challenges to breathe new life into the system with her own tutoring business. Taja Longley has more in our Making the Difference report.
In any given year, the educational system struggles with teacher shortages. There are also issues with virtual learning and teacher burnout. The result could be students falling behind. University of the Bahamas graduate Gabby Kelton decided to do something about what she saw in the classroom.
When you're trained or when you're required to teach 32 students, of course, unfortunately, some students tend to fall behind. It's very difficult when you don't have parents that are engaged or interested in the students' learning. It becomes a lot on the teacher. So I knew that we then needed to implement some sort of tutoring program. I was like, would I like it? I tried it, fell in love with it.
Kelton's company is called The Total Tutor. She recently launched a summer program in hopes of addressing learning disparities created by COVID-19.
While tutoring throughout the semester, I noticed that although we were tackling subjects and topics that the students were covering in school, it's still many foundational concepts were missed. So I said, okay, how about I do a summer program where we focus strictly on academic development.
Not only is she reacquainting students with an intimate, inclusive learning environment, but Kelton also hopes to give them something she never had as a young student: confidence.
I always tell my students when they get something right that they were struggling with, who's the smartest student in here? I had always tried to give that encouragement that I lacked, that I needed, that people thought I had, but I truly didn't have.
Tenacity and passion drives this young Bahamian educator, despite the dismal stereotypes often placed on teaching.
There was a point in time when I had many persons coming to me and saying, you sure you want to be a teacher? Why would you want to be a teacher? You wouldn't make any money. I never thought I would be standing here with you at just the tender age of 20 years old. I have accomplished a lot in this short amount of time, and it's because I'm doing what I love. I'm in my field. I'm passionate about what I do. So if you know that this is where you want to be, don't allow anything to deter you from that plan.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Taja Longley.
Awesome initiative. Thank you so much, Taja. Well, she is a medical esthetician, colon hydrotherapist, massage therapist, and much more. Owner of Blueprint Body Studios, Cherise Grant says her business aims to help people be the best version of themselves, both inside and outside.
We exist to be a place that solves problems non-invasively and as painless as possible. So the treatments that are a bit more on the painful side, we do use very, very excellent numbing cream so that the client is as comfortable as possible. But we do everything from treating hair loss to nail fungus to getting rid of fat permanently without any surgery, as well as one of the most popular ones that we do, it's the colon hydrotherapy. I'm sure a lot of people have seen the ads with just a bunch of fecal matter flowing out of a tube, but it's much more than that. It helps your body to heal itself and to function better.
Grant says she first became interested in massage therapy after her mother was diagnosed with a condition in 1998. After her family realized she had gifted hands, the journey began.
While I was in COB for biochemistry, I was doing massage school on the weekends at the Hilton, and then I realized, I was like, you know what? I think I prefer this over maybe being a doctor because it's more, natural, and, the healing way is, I feel like there are less symptoms and side effects, so I started with massage and then I went into medical aesthetics. So later on, I always felt like I wanted to learn how to detox, and that's when I went and decided to do colon hydrotherapy, which is a detox.
Despite the challenges that come along with entrepreneurship, Grant says she genuinely enjoys making her clients feel their best, whether cosmetically or assisting with health issues. In fact, she says the highlight of her career is assisting cancer patients.
During that time, that's when I realized that most people who have cancer actually had an infestation of parasites. So I've been kind of obsessed with figuring out how to get rid of parasites and basically realizing that, you know what, it may be causing cancer. And since it's so high in the Bahamas, I've been really looking forward to helping more people to heal their bodies naturally and prevent cancer as well.
Grant says what sets Blueprint Body Studios apart is their focus on overall health, particularly as the Bahamas is currently ranked in the top 10 countries for obesity.
I don't want to be in the top 10 for obesity, and it leads to other things. Of course, you know, like diabetes, stroke, heart attack, things like that. So what people realize is they think that we are very superficial because we're helping people to lose fat and inches off of their waistline, but it's much more than that. It's really about your health, because for a woman, if your waistline is 35 inches and under, you're going to reduce your risk of those things by at least half. And as a male, if your waistline is 40 inches and under, you're going to do the same.
The 33-year-old mother of one shares her advice to other aspiring entrepreneurs.
Don't quit your job when you get a great idea. Keep working that job, and the extra time you have to yourself, put that research in, put that time in to build your business, but start small. Rent a room with some business that aligns with your beliefs and the way you do customer service, and build up your clientele from there.
Ever heard of 60 to 60? Well, our Jean Joseph has the details in our arts and entertainment segment. Don't blink. Blue skies ahead, or will there be a little of rain in the mix? The answer is coming up in our weather report. Stay with us. Our News Weekend Edition returns.
Got size at 6'5". Hi, this is Shamik.
Welcome back to our News Weekend Edition. No clouds today, total sunshine. Let's see how long this beautiful weather will last. Our weather forecast is next. Junkanoo is a Bahamian multimedia artist making waves on the local art circuit and now branching off and running her own gallery. Our Jean Joseph has her story.
Hi, my name is Junkanoo and I'm an artist.
Junkanoo, originally a nursing student, leaned toward art by chance in 2009 at the College of the Bahamas. The liberal arts experience allowed her to take classes outside of her discipline, which sparked a flame that has since run wild.
I took a class at COB, which is now UB, and it was an art survey class by John Cox, and I just got interested into that class and just started from there.
The multimedia artist, renowned for her sensual female figures, says her pieces are all about good vibes and self-love.
It's about positive energy, always feeling happy, and when you look at my art, I want you to feel happy and see yourself in it. And so that's why it's always colorful and bright and popping.
Collie's art is bold and colorful with a unique style she says she created through lots of experimentation, a nod to the style and scenes like those found in Peanuts Taylor's Drumbeat Club and other Bahamian locales from that era. The art maven's work inspired by the world around us, past and present, can be seen around the island and even in Bahamas, the current art gallery, where she was commissioned to complete 38 pieces in 2015. Now she has her own space to call home, 6260 Art Gallery, open since October 2020 on the corner of Bay Street and Victoria Avenue.
One of the parts of Openness Gallery is to show the process that goes into creating a piece of art. So I definitely want to educate Bahamians on that part.
The gallery is open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. with a variety of activities to educate the public and make art accessible to those who may feel refined art is out of their reach.
What I would like to do is get more Bahamians into art, like the ones that feel like they can't go to the high-end galleries. Like, yes, you can, but if you feel uncomfortable, you're welcome here.
The gallery features art, jewelry, and straw work by various artists, all on sale. Collie invites other artists and musicians to utilize the space as she seeks to create a bridge that links Bahamian art forms.
We also invite artists to, if they want to teach a class or they want to do anything that's in their field, they're welcome to come here. So if you're an artist, come on down.
You can find out more about June Colley and the 6260 Art Gallery on Instagram and Facebook. For our news, arts, and entertainment, I'm Gene Joseph.
Absolutely beautiful pieces. Thank you so much for joining us for our News Weekend Edition. And just before we go, we'd like to congratulate our producer, Tanya Smith-Cartwright, on her recent appointment to District Deputy Grand Matron, Order of the Eastern Star, Prince Hall affiliated. From us here at the Weekend Edition, we wish you all the best. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Megan Shepard. Continue to have a safe and wonderful weekend.